I tell people all the time, man, your network truly determines your net worth. So if you're the smartest person in the room all the time, man, y'all never finna, where you going? This room ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So you have to surround yourself with people who are a bit more advanced, or people that can show you something, or whatever the case may be, you know. So,
yeah. And I can really relate to you when you said your network is your net worth. This podcast, you know, one of the slogans is, you know, it's the way we live, where we come together for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And that's because I have been in a situation where I thought I knew it all. I thought I knew the knowledge. I thought I had the wisdom. And through my mistakes, mishaps, and, you know, a little knocking upside the head through life, I realized, like, hey, I need to change something about myself. Man, you already know it is, man. Welcome back, man. It's your favorite, man. It's Levi, man. It's the way we live, man. This is where we come, you know, to break down a little bit about wisdom, knowledge, and understanding about this life. Man, I'm finna tell you something. When you see them today, you see success, the titles, the businesses, the family man. But what you don't see is the grind and the setbacks. The nights when quitting seems easier than just pushing through. I can relate to that one. You got Birmingham Business Journal, top 40 under 40. We ain't old yet. CEO of multiple companies. Alabama A&M alum, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity brother, experienced engineer, and we talking about mechanical, aerospace, pulp and paper, petrochemical, PMP certified. And we can't forget, he's a married man, father of 3. A philanthropist, a farmer, and a rancher, motivational speaker. Man, today we just not talking about business, man. We're talking about a legacy, resilience, and what it means to work for everything that you have. Man, y'all give it up, man. I call him Big Bert and Mr. LaBerte Hedgemon, man. What's going on, man?
Man, what's happening, Levi?
Man, everything good, man. Everything good. Man, first off, I got a little tradition. I know we try to stay in God form and all, but, you know, we like to let the spirits a little brew a little bit. Okay. So if you don't mind, you want to take a little hit with me?
Go ahead, pour it up.
All right.
Come on with it.
So you want to start good? All right. Yeah. Get a sip with you, man. Oh, that got my mouth dry.
Yeah.
My mouth dry.
That was a hellified introduction, man. Shay ain't got nothing on you.
I mean, you learn from the best. Other than getting caught up, you know.
All right.
So, man, with all this accolades, with all this stuff going on, man, what you want me to address you right now? Because I just want to say Big Bert, but, you know, I don't want to be nut swinging or nothing. But
nah, man. I mean, LaBerte's fine, bro.
LaBerte, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so you know nicknames this time?
I mean, like I said, folks refer to me as Big Bert. It depends on, you know, kind of where I was when you kind of met me.
Got you.
When we was back in school, you know, y'all called me Hoover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It just kind of depends. What season?
Yeah. Because I be having that issue now because it's like I don't like Joe no more. You know, a lot of people don't understand that I go by Levi or Joseph. So either one, Joseph or Levi. But that's why I try to respect people in the season they are now, and try to not to put them back. Exactly. Big Bert, did that reflect anything? You're the senior? Is that a junior?
Because I am the senior. My son is the second. Refer to him as Little Bird, Big LaBerte.
Yeah.
That came about when he.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of stuck.
All right. Before we get into that, man, let's go talk about like what where all this started. You know, because all I know it started at Hoover.
Okay.
But parents, any siblings, how does that work out?
Okay, yeah. Mom and dad, you know, divorced now. Had them majority of my life. Like I said, my parents got 3 brothers. Well, 2 brothers. I'm the youngest of the 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think I always see is one he's an athlete.
Well, both of them both athletes, but
okay.
Yeah, one's a
he be
bishop.
lit.
All right, that's my middle brother.
Okay.
And my oldest brother, he's a bishop. His name's LaBerte.
Okay. So, how did they help shape your parents, your brother, and how did they shape you for today?
Well, man, my dad has always been one that believed in pushing all his kids to be hard working.
Right.
Do it do it right the first time.
Right.
First impression, last impression, all
Right.
the above. My pops, JSU alum, Jackson University alum, computer science major, so he was in the industry early on. So he understood the importance of that being a black man in corporate America.
Right.
And he wanted that for his boys. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So he laid down the law. One would have thought that he was the military person, but it was really mom.
Oh, okay.
My mom later retired a sergeant major in the Army. So he just kind of laid it out to us, basically he made it known, like, hey, I made sacrifices. I've done the things I need to do in order to be able to provide for you and your siblings, but this is mine.
Yeah.
You gotta go get it. I'm gonna give you the tools.
Yeah.
But you gotta go get it.
Okay. So when it comes to that go get it mentality, you mean like he basically said, like, you cut off anything that I have. I teach you how to, fish, but I'm not gonna give you the fish. You're gonna have to earn it.
Facts. I'm gonna be honest with you though. Like I said, we said we're gonna be transparent.
Yeah.
Where as a kid, I was lazy as hell. Man, my brothers will tell you, I was the one, if we were working in the yard, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm inside, I'm just sitting in the bathroom.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to, how much work can they get done before I get back out there? You know what I'm saying? Or working with either of my grandparents, both my grandfathers, may they rest in peace. They were both farmers and ranchers. So when we would go visit them for the summers and things like that,
right,
we out there working. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, well, shoot, I'm gonna get to that estate, because it sounds very. And when you said farming and ranching, that's a lot. Yeah. That's a very big, and in my opinion, because that's foundation, that's sufficiency, and a lot of people, especially in our community, I feel like don't know that. So you got an interesting piece that you can give others and teach others. But going from Hoover to Alabama A&M, how did you go from Hoover High to Alabama A&M?
Okay, so as I had previously stated, both my parents attended Jackson State. My dad was in the boom, he was in the band. Mom was a sorority girl. My dad was sorority too. He party captain as well. But I always had the HBCU culture growing up.
Right.
We'd always go to Jackson State homecoming. Grandparents, went to Jackson State as well. It was Jackson College, I think. Anyway, so I always kind of had that back. And then the thing was, even with me attending Hoover, like, man, Hoover was just Hoover.
Yeah.
It was just a good education.
Yeah.
We went to church. Shout out New Hope Baptist Church in West End, like that's where I was raised, so it was just education during the week, church on the weekend. I would be trying to be on the West Side, every weekend trying to kick it or whatever,
So,
but for me, I just didn't want to. Hoover was a breeding ground for students that wanted to go to UA, Auburn, UAB. I didn't want to see the same people. Yeah, and a lot of people don't know this rich heritage as far as my family at A&M. The field house, the football field, was named after one of my great uncles.
Right. Didn't know that.
So that was big for me. So when I actually, we'll kind of go back into that story, but I got in trouble a lot in Hoover. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't.
But it kind of makes sense because when you came to A&M, man, I don't think the inner city community didn't know how to take you. It's like, okay, you from Hoover, but you kicking ass.
Man, a lot of people don't know that as well. My dad to this day doesn't know. Shout out to my mom. She always looked out. But for 2 years of my 4 years at Hoover, I spent it at alternative school.
Yeah.
Pops never knew.
Wow.
Keep it 100, And that's honestly what affected in my senior year playing football, my scholarships that I had. I lost my scholarships because I didn't get to play my senior year because I was in alternative school.
Damn.
So it was personal for me. When I got back out of alternative school, I ran track.
Yeah.
So I medaled in track, 100, 200, 4x1, state records. So I lost, like I said, the football scholarships I had. So I came to A&M actually on an academic scholarship.
Yeah.
I scored 29 on the ACT, got a full ride to A&M, and I walked on football.
Okay. Losing them scholarships, you talking about like D1 scholarships, right? During that time, the way you was living, like how did that make you feel when you lost that? Did you feel like you was a failure to your family?
I'm gonna be honest with you. You made reference to my other brother, my middle brother, he went on to play football at Notre Dame and stuff like that. Football was more of his passion. I did football for the girls.
Right.
I ain't really care.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't really
Yeah.
care. But it was kind of personal for me because in this particular case, it was taken from me. So for me, it was like, man, I gotta do something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta redeem myself in some
Right.
shape, form, or fashion. So yeah.
Okay. So you have football, a little bit of trouble, 29 on the ACT, you got a full ride at A&M. Then you at A&M agriculture and mechanical. So you got a farm at home. So you still getting best of both worlds. Engineering. Because I remember me and you used to, do mechanical engineering. All right, what led you there?
I was always a hands-on person. My dad kind of told me growing up, you're probably gonna end up doing something with your hands. Like, man, I remember most kids were asking for like their birthdays, gaming systems like Nintendo, stuff like that. I didn't ask for none of that stuff, man. I asked for a tool belt one time. I asked for Legos one time.
Right.
I went on to compete in like a Lego competition in Georgia just to try and make the Lego magazine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I was just different, bro.
Yeah.
Folks wanted to stay inside and play the game.
Yeah.
I wanted to go outside and play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't let me stay in the house type dude.
Exactly.
So for me, it was simple. When I came to A&M, it was, okay, mechanical engineering. You say I'm good with my hands, good in math. So the two, I'm good at drawing. So the two kind of align themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I mean, 'cause I remember, now that you got me some nostalgia now. How did you do engineering? Because it seemed like you never came to class. I go up every day, be studying, and I end up with a D or a D minus or a C or something, and you come with an A. I'm like, it don't make sense.
Two things there. Okay, and you have to ask me at what point was I not coming in, because that pushes me on into, when I found out I had the kids on the way.
Yeah.
And was interning and things of that nature. But I mean, prior to, I was in class. I wasn't playing.
Yeah.
My pops made me re-earn my car when I got in. My first semester, I didn't have my car.
Right.
So he was like, nah, I need to make sure you get up there and you taking care of business. You're not bullshitting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was just like, I thought that was some bullshit. But I said, okay. So yeah, I wasn't playing. I mean, when we first got up there.
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't playing. I was in class now. But when I had to, and I guess we'll get to that at some point though, but man, I had to kind of make a decision, bro.
Yeah.
Do I take my ass to work, or do I come sit up in class?
Exactly.
I'm gonna get somebody else to put my name on the roll. I'm gonna get your notes. I'm gonna review them after I get off work, working this engineering job, and I'm gonna come back.
Okay. Real quick, PMP. I was saying all them accolades. What does PMP stand for?
PMP stands for Project Management Professional.
Okay.
So anytime, like I said, throughout my engineering career, ultimately the goal was to be in a project management position. Overseeing multi-million-dollar projects. So one of the steps in doing so, just to put yourself in a position where you're more marketable,
Right.
Was to, acquire that project management.
Right. Okay. So when it comes to translating technical problem solving into like business problem solving, so we going from engineering to being like multiple businesses. How did engineering and that I guess being so complex, engineering can be so broad but so near at the same time. So how did you hone all that in when it comes to your business today?
I think I've always been like a problem solver, and I've always been one that believed in supply and demand.
Gotcha.
Which can lead into other areas that we probably can touch on at some point. But anyway, for me, it was just a situation where I like to fix things. Like I said, I was a kid that got toys or whatever for Christmas.
Right.
By the end of Christmas Day, them toys were broken down, and I'm trying to put them back together.
Right.
Like, so I was just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's always been like that. So for me, you're saying kind of how does that engineering thing transcend to being in business for yourself? It's simple. I mean, you look around, you say, hey, what's the need?
Right.
Okay, cool. How do I use various resources and the network to provide that need. It's as simple as that. Once you realize how you can supply this need for a rate, whether it be wholesale, retail, it's just application at that point. One of the biggest things for me in engineering was learning about trimming the fat. Part of being a Six Sigma black belt, it's like lean manufacturing.
Hold up. A what?
Six Sigma black belt. So what that is What that essentially is
a serial killer.
No, not at all. What that is in the engineering world, especially in factory type setups and things of that nature, where you have a raw product that transcends throughout different steps to get to the finished product. Okay. The biggest thing is applying that methodology of trimming the fat is if I see that it takes Levi 30 minutes to perform a task. Right. It takes the next person 15 minutes to perform that task. I'm going to do a case study. I'm going to try to figure out, why is it taking Levi 30 and this person 15? Right. What's going on here?
Levi going to the bathroom.
Levi doing something. He pulling a LaBerte when he was young. Yeah. You know but yeah, no, I mean, that kind of setup, I mean, it's like rinse and repeat. Once you've kind of been in the business model, and the thing for me is, with businesses, why it's kind of been a serial entrepreneur as far as the business is concerned, I kind of get bored. Once I've kind of gotten into something and I mastered it, right. And that was one of the reasons why I got out of engineering. Right. You're sitting there working. If I'm working on a project and the company I'm working for is billing this company 100 hours for my job, but I can do it in 20. I'm saying, okay, you already gonna bill them for 100. Yeah. Let me kick it for my 80. Right. You know what I'm saying? But working for someone, understanding how business works, that's realistic. They're gonna like, okay, well, that's good. You knocked it out in 20. We still gonna bill them for 100. But these other 80 hours you got, we're gonna put you on something else. Yeah. Like, we're gonna make more money off you.
And it's almost like I do extra and I go harder for the duty that I was assigned to, so I can free up this other time to do this. Correct. But it's like, no, we want all of you. Correct. And that can affect family. But before we get more on family, I noticed that you and my uncle, before we came in here, outside, you met my uncle, and he's one of your, is it, how do I say it, a frat brothers. Yeah. So new. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Sure.
So brotherhood and leadership, because at one point it sounded like you was a little knucklehead too. Thanks. And how did being Kappa Alpha Psi change your life into betterment?
Oh man.
Or did you change them for the better?
I feel like it was a combination. I went into Kappa very green, understanding really about, especially my chapter, Phi. For me, it was kind of like, it was more so a challenge. At one point, I was considering pledging Q just to spite my dad, right? Because we were kind of beefing. Right. Nevertheless, Kappa, one of the main principles is achievement. So, of course, you want to surround yourself by people who are about achieving. Right. People that movers and shakers, people that want to make something happen in their life. So, if you surround yourself with people of like minds, driven, right, then you're bound to be successful. Like I tell people all the time, man, your network truly determines your net worth. So if you're the smartest person in the room all the time, man, y'all never finna, where you going? This room ain't going nowhere. Right. Right. So you have to surround yourself with people who are a bit more advanced, or people that can show you something, or whatever the case may be, So, yeah.
And I can really relate to you when you said your network is your net worth. This podcast, one of the slogans is, it's the way we live, where we come together for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And that's because I have been in a situation where I thought I knew it all. I thought I knew the knowledge. I thought I had the wisdom. And through my mistakes, mishaps, and, a little knocking upside the head through life, I realized, like, hey, I need to change something about myself. And so, like I really figured you out when you said that. Yeah. You just hit something in me again. I'm going into family. So we talking about, I think you had told me something about a child in college?
Yeah. So that's kind of
Something I didn't know about.
Yeah, that kind of changed.
Now I heard rumors, but I always thought you was with Miss Wendy. Was that before? Cause I didn't know nothing. All I knew was Wendy. Shout out to Miss Wendy, man. Shout out to her, Miss Hedgemon.
I was a wild boy in school.
Mm.
And so doing my thing, doing the jock thing,
Yeah.
the football thing, and even prior to Kappa, like just kind of feeling like you're a fly guy,
Right.
Things of that nature. So I was kicking it.
Yeah.
You feel me? I was kicking it. So, but long story short, I did find out from Wendy first that he was pregnant.
Hold up.
Yeah.
So Wendy was first. Okay. I ain't trying to be missed. Don't let me know if I'm going. Let me know if I'm going too far. Let me know if I'm going too far.
But I told you before it started, hey, open book.
Okay. Now, I used to on campus. I used to hear like LaBerte had somebody pregnant, and it wasn't Wendy, and I was like, what? But I tried to, I always kind of been chill. It's just kind of a lot of people bring information to me at that time, so I just kind of stayed out of it. But I'm like, wow, you see what I'm saying? Because kids at that age, like
that was a wild time for me, man, and actually it was a game changer for me because, like I said, I told you I was living life, man. At that point, football, frat life, kicking it, living my best life in college, like
right.
Didn't have to work for real because I was on full scholarship and
like
I said, being transparent, moving a little weed here and there. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing all right for myself. You feel me? So that was an eye opener for me where I had to figure out like what I'm about to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I phoned home, told my folks. Of course, my dad was like, "Man, what you doing up there?"
You already going back and forth with him. This is another thing. So he got a one up on you already again.
It's like. He was like, I thought you learned from me because my oldest brother, he had my oldest brother out of wedlock. So anyway, hey, I never forget, like right when I found out I was pregnant, I had an interview set up for that upcoming summer at Toyota Motor Manufacturing, Erlanger, Kentucky. One of my homeboys, shout out to Q Health, he had put me on the internship. He had done it the previous year. So, I had done the phone interview, killed it. Flew me up to Kentucky. Killed it in person. Only thing I had to do then was pass the drug test, right? So, me, like, all right, I'm asking folks, like, hey, how y'all pass your drug test if y'all still smoking from time to time, They hitting you with the fake pee and trying to give you the rundown. Long story short, I went, took the drug test, feeling invincible. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, pee in the cup with the fake pee, right temperature, gave it to the lady. I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm literally walking toward the exit. And she said, oh, excuse me, sir. Like, Toyota, they're a little different. They not only want a urine sample, they want a hair sample. I was like, man, I want to cut my beard. And, because I had like the goatee then. I ain't had like the full beard. But anyway, they were like, oh, we can take it under your armpit. But in there, they cut it. I knew it was over with. They cut it, sent it off. The lady called me like 3 days later. Excuse me. No, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, Mr. Hedgemon, we're going to have to rescind our offer. And, bro, that job, now, as a sophomore in college, going into that summer, $36 an hour.
Wow.
And that was back in 2000. I'm sorry, 2007.
We came out in 5.
2007, right when I crossed.
That's
I had my
good.
kids right around when I crossed. You know what I'm saying? That's how I earned the line name Daddy Daycare. So, but anyway.
Makes sense now.
So, bro, I got that call when I was sitting in my apartment. I was sitting there at the computer. I ain't gonna lie. I said that I broke down crying. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, I just knew everything was sweet. You feel me? Like, okay, I got kids on the way. I don't care. I'm about to go make 36 an hour. I'm straight. You know? Man, I sat there and cried. I was at my computer desk, kind of dried my tears up. I got to clicking on my A&M email. No lie, right hand to God. Sitting there, logged into my banner. A&M. First email pop up from the engineering department. It was like a all call email to those in the engineering department. If this particular company is looking for interns for this upcoming summer, and it was super late in the game. Usually at that point everybody know where they're going for the summer. So I'm reading the email. They're like, if interested, send your resume to this particular lady. I saw her number on there. I told the lady, I said, hey, how you doing, LaBerte Hedgemon? Our dean of engineering here at Alabama told me to personally call you and send you my resume for the job that you guys are looking for.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." I tell you what, you just come here tomorrow, and don't worry about sending the resume. We'll just interview you tomorrow. And I hung up. I got on my knees, bro. I prayed.
Yeah.
I was just, please. So went in, interview, offered me the job, and then they hit me. So, bro, I got to praying. Boom. Fake P. Because, I wasn't going to pass it. I wasn't clean.
Yeah.
So I got a fake P. Boom. Went. Used it. Boom. Gave him the cup. And I'm hesitant now because I'm just like, man.
Yeah.
And I said, am I done? The lady's like, yeah, you're all done. I was like, you sure? She was like, yeah, you're all done. You're good to go. I was like, bet. Bro.
Yeah.
Man, I dipped up out there, man. I got in the car, bro, cried again. But I said, I know I'm going to pass this. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to pass this.
Yeah.
So I wasn't worried about that, man. But I'm going to just show you, like, that setback. That first job with Toyota was 36 hours. The job I ended up getting with the company was called PPG, Aerospace Transparencies. They were right behind A&M, literally right behind Foster. That job was like 22 an hour. So, so a $14 differential.
Right.
Makes a difference. But, I was grateful for another opportunity.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm going to tell you what happened. I vowed then that I wasn't going to smoke again.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to smoke again as long as I was an engineer. And I made another promise to myself. I said, until I became a millionaire,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to touch weed again. I kept that promise.
Well, I guess you'd have smoked again.
I mean, I'm just saying. I just said, I wasn't going to smoke again until I touched the meal.
Hey, them numbers been hit.
I'm just saying. I wasn't going to touch it until I touched the meal. But yeah, bro. So, I mean, that's my kids. Love them to death. They caused me to grow up. They caused me to really make a decision. At that point, I walked away from football.
Yeah.
I was strictly working in engineering. And luckily, the next company I worked for, so I was able to go to school another year then after that internship. The next I worked for my summer of my junior year.
Right.
That company offered me a full-time position after the internship until I graduated. So that just opened the door. That was God sent. That opened the door for whatever at that point,
So basically, sound like, man, you was finessing your way through, and it worked.
Oh, definitely was finessing my way through.
Yeah.
But what you have to understand about engineering altogether, job bulletins and things of that nature, they usually say degree or equivalent experience. So that on-the-job training is what was saving me because at that point I hadn't acquired a degree.
Right.
So I just having that experience working in these different facets of engineering, put me in a position where I was marketable.
Yeah.
I knew what I was talking about. I had worked in those different fields, worked with different softwares, continued to use those companies to pay for me to go get additional training and certification and things of that nature.
Right.
So, hey, it worked in my...
You got to have confidence. And faith, because you didn't know none of this. So you walked in there with faith and you did the work. So, man, hey, that's another part is the way we live, man. So, people, man, you hear this, brother, man. When it comes to CEO life, when it comes to your businesses, and we ain't working for nobody no more.
All right, no more.
All right. How do you handle everything? Because it sounds like, how many businesses you had?
It's probably about 4 to 5, I think.
4 to 5.
Active.
Yeah. How? Because I'm juggling 3, and you said 4, 5. I think it's probably about 7 in reality.
Man, come on. a lot of organization. That's the key. A lot of organization, time management, being
right.
Like I said, just applying some of those methodologies from engineering world or just corporate America in general. It don't have to just be engineering, but just time management. Delegating actual time for each business daily.
Right.
Prioritizing. One particular business may be more demanding. Remodeling company may be more demanding the following week. So it's using, and usually I use Sunday evenings to kind of pinpoint and set up my action items for the week just to kind of see which business is pulling me more this week. Where's the demand,
right,
and kind of going from there. So,
with those businesses, I also see you incorporate your son a lot. And that's where one thing I know I was talking to Amp, man, we did like a pop-up interview outside, and he was just basically talking about how fathers have to step up in their sons' lives and, basically create that path and, be like, I think he referred to like the salmon, and we have to send resources back downstream. Even though we climbing upstream, we still got to send that stuff back down to the youth.
Yeah, you got to turn around, man. You got to reach back. You got to pull them forward. And that kind of is what kind of brought me into obviously having children, specifically a son, a namesake.
Yeah.
One that you hope to not only carry on or carry out the lineage of your family as far as reproduction,
Yeah.
but to also be another model
Right.
for other men to come, whether it be my grandchildren, whether it be community. So that's kind of where that mentorship and motivational speaking type stuff kind of came into play with me. A lot of people, because like I said, brought up in the church. Like I said, I told you before, my oldest brother, he's a bishop. My uncle, choir director, like grandma, Sunday school teachers, like, just we was brought up in the church, right? So a lot of people would be like, man, I know you called to preach. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Anybody that knows me, my family know y'all watching. They know I tell them in a minute, like, no, that ain't my calling. You know what I'm saying? I said, but I tell you what my calling is.
What is
it's reaching back and dealing with the youth. That's why I'll stop whatever and go speak to a school. My businesses, each year we give back to different inner city middle schools and high schools. We give computers, laptops, desktops. 1 year, my auto body mechanic shop, we gifted a car to the valedictorian. Actually, I think it was at Winona.
Okay.
And she went on to Alabama State, man, went on full scholarship, did her thing. She's a teacher here in Birmingham now.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, we just try to give back, man, because I just feel like, man, you can't take it with you.
No, you can't. You can't.
I mean, I don't care how much money you got, bro. You can't take it with you, man. And I've never been a selfish person.
Yeah.
I've always been a giving person, man. If I got it, you got it. And in some cases, if I didn't have it, you had it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because I've always been blessed tenfold in doing so.
Man, you always had a good heart. I think the side that we used to see sometimes was the people who were playing with you. It seemed like you were night and day. You like, wow, LaBerte, you can really turn up when you want to.
Man, bro, I try to keep that side at bay. But it comes out every so often, man, bro. It's just I'm a very passionate person.
Yeah.
Like my mom, like I said, from the country, her saying is, play pussy, get fucked.
Yeah.
I just wasn't raised like that.
Right.
I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised with nobody playing in your face.
Yeah.
I was raised to be an upright dude, a man's man. Don't play with me on the gay shit.
Yeah.
I was real bad about that at one point.
Yeah.
Like I was almost like hate crime when it came to homosexuals. But I had to learn that, if that's the way they want to go, as long as they don't bring that energy my way, I just gotta let them be. Like that's the choice they make. You know what I'm saying? One could say, LaBerte, you've been known to deal with multiple women. That's they be like, no sin is bigger than the other. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, but nevertheless, I mean, that's the mentality though, bro. Like I don't.
And that's step in with you. That's what I had to learn too. Only thing you got control is yourself. No matter how much somebody upset you or anything like that in that nature, like you have to control yourself. And the best thing that I learned over the past years is just remove myself. If I can't take the heat or whatever I'm dealing with in that environment, instead of raising hell and putting myself through charges and having to deal with legal activities, like it's best for me to just remove myself from that situation. That's the best thing I advise anybody to do. When it comes to control. Going into misrepresentation of the silver spoon. I know earlier we was talking about, you was at Hoover and things like that, but I came from almost something like a silver spoon, Belsman Academy, mom losing things, and then we're having to go back to the hood. And sometimes the hood had a certain type of outlook on me, like I didn't fully go through it all the way, even though it was like fourth grade. They still held me that to that status, like, no, you tasted just a little bit of that spoon. So how do you relate
Man, like I said, man, my mom, she's from the country. My dad from the projects in Tuscaloosa. So he always let us know, like, man, that's nothing I'm trying to go back to.
Yeah.
Hey, if y'all be bullshitting, if you don't take your education serious, if you're lazy, if you don't apply yourself, you'll be in somebody's projects.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
Or you make the wrong decision. Kicking it with the wrong crowd or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So for me, and I told people that, and I mean, you witnessed that, like you said before. At A&M, people, quick to be like, when I came to A&M, people ask me, hey, bro, where you from? I was like, Birmingham. They be like, what school you went to? Hoover. Bro, you ain't from Birmingham. I was like, well, all right, bro, I ain't know if you knew about Hoover. You know what I'm saying? But from Hoover, So of course that instant stigma is like, you weak.
Right.
You're a black dude from Hoover, like, you weak. Speak on it. Just it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But for those that tried, failed miserably.
I literally see LaBerte passing through. Me and my partners passing down, and we see Bert stepping on somebody.
I'm just saying, man. I just, like I said, I put that kind of behind me, but I still don't play. Especially about family, friends. But yeah, man, it was just, sometimes you got to make an example.
Right.
And that's really all it was. It wasn't that I was trying to be somebody that I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I went through the whole gang affiliation type stuff and, all that rah-rah. And I'm grateful that that's the thing that's behind me because everybody ain't going to be able to sit here and tell their story of how they were delivered from that way of thinking.
Right.
Because that's really a poor man's way of thinking.
Right.
But nevertheless, yeah, man, I mean, you're going to go through some things, man. I tell people all the time, without tests, you can never have a true testimony. So for me, any homeboy of mine, any person that knows me will tell you that, man, I've never been a person that calls themselves sitting high and looking low on people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't let college change that about me. I didn't let making no money change that about me. Like, my same partners that I went to school with, I still deal with. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not with that switch up game.
Right.
Way before Drake and all that, no new friends, things like that was really a mindset of mine.
Right.
Like, I don't use that word lightly. I feel like society uses it way too lightly.
Right.
I tell my kids that, you can have some associates, but all these folks ain't your friend.
Yeah.
You got to earn that title, especially with me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Fun facts about you, man. Favorite color? Red and black. What made red and black?
Just always kind of, obviously red is for the thing, but black has just always been like a color that I feel like it kind of shows really power.
Right.
It just kind of makes a statement.
Right. Okay. If you was in the hood, man, what would be your favorite food out the hood?
Hot lemon pepper, fried hard. with some Cajun fries with either cheese or ranch on the side, man.
Okay. Retros or LeBron's? Retros all day. If you was gonna take your woman to see an R&B concert, Chris Brown or Usher?
That's the time, bro. Because they both of them dominating. So I don't think you can lose either way.
Chris coming to Birmingham soon.
Yeah. But I don't think you can lose either way. I think your woman would be cool with either or.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you was very secure.
Right.
Because some people don't want none of them.
Yeah, I'm not.
I know that's real. Closing remarks.
Man, at the end of the day, for one, I want to tell you thanks for having me. It's been a long time coming for us to bring this to fruition.
Right.
I really like what you're doing. I've seen that growth.
Yeah.
With the street.
Yeah.
And you just you're solo.
Right.
Mind or whatever. Kudos to you.
Right.
Keep thriving. Keep doing your thing, man. Don't
let
up.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, most definitely. And and honestly, as far as where I stand, like I said, as I said before, it's no big me, little you type situation with anybody. Like, I've always kind of wanted to see how I was gonna tell my story. Shout out to my homegirl Shadiria. She's big on me right now about writing a book. So
right.
She sent me all the information I need. Be independent as far as creating that book, and I think I still will. But this is definitely an avenue that I feel like jump starts really telling my story. Man.
Yeah.
As you said earlier, a lot of people see the glory, man.
Yeah.
The fame, the fortune, man, but they don't see when you just slept in your car. And I ain't saying that exaggerating. Like, I done literally slept in a car.
Yeah.
For over a month.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And under 30-degree weather in Kentucky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sacrifice.
Sacrificing for your family, you know.
Yeah.
Your mom retiring and transitioning, and you know, her bills kind of paid to offset until like her retirement and all that type of stuff kicking in. You still got the bills of your own house, you know. So it's just like, man, it's not all glitz and glamour,
Right.
you know, especially being in business.
Right.
So I don't want to sit here and tell people, you know, people love to tell you all the fun stuff.
Right.
Like, they don't tell you about, hey, how you gonna make payroll this week? It was a slow week.
Man.
Or they don't tell you, hey, them bills gonna keep coming in regardless of how business is flowing.
Right.
So you have to have multiple streams. And that's kind of how the other businesses kind of come about as well, because I told you this before off camera, but I was taught you need to at least have 3 streams of income. At least.
Right.
If you have 3 streams of income, you'll never go broke.
Right.
If you have 3 or more streams of income, you're well on your way.
No.
Like I said, man, I'm just saying, you know, so that's it, man. I'm an open book, open to talk to whoever. You can follow me on Facebook is really where I kind of centralize. I don't really do that. But the LaBerte Hedgemon.
Y'all heard it, man. Big Bert in the building, man. His story proves success isn't just given, man. It's earned. Man, with faith, discipline, vision, man, you can build a legacy too, man, from the ground up. Remember, it's not just all about living. It's about the way we live. Yeah.